All right, what's up, guys? Back with another daily video. I wanted to explain a little bit more about Bitcoin forks. There's a lot of questions that I get asked, and I just see people asking around the community, like, what is a Bitcoin fork? I'm actually doing some new video format for you guys. I'm testing some new layout. So if you guys like this format a little bit better, click the like in the description, click the like button. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you prefer this a little bit better. I'm messing around with screen resolutions, but I wanted to get to this article. I think this explains it really well. So this article is called "The Ultimate Plain English Guide to Bitcoin Forks," and I'm gonna link to this article in the description so you guys can read it yourself. But here's the gist of it, right? So it starts off with, it looks like in the last few months, Bitcoin has made friends with forking, right? If you have been in this community for a little bit, you're going to know that, especially most recently with SegWit2x, what's going on with the Bitcoin forks, and that it's happening quite often, right? The most recent one, first it was canceled, then it was back on, right? So what exactly is a fork? But this article goes on to say, when I wrote about Bitcoin forking the last time, I didn't expect there'd be so many this soon. So hey, here we are trying to make sense of what the hell is happening in the crypto world. With this article, I try to put everything that has happened since Bitcoin Cash, right? That, as we know, that did split off. So if you've been paying attention to the coin market cap, you're actually going to see Bitcoin Cash as number 3 in terms of the market cap value, just under Ethereum, and Bitcoin being number 1. But since Bitcoin Cash in proper order, that would become anyone's go-to article for learning about Bitcoin forks between August 2017 and November 2017. But first, what is a fork? Well, you can think of a blockchain ledger as a stack of pages. Every full node in the network keeps a copy of this stack of pages with themselves. Everyone's copy of the ledger is exactly the same because everyone followed the same set of rules to build it. So if there were 10 people in the network, each of them will have a copy of the ledger, and it would look something like this, right? So every ledger has the same set of blocks neatly arranged in the chain because everyone followed the same set of rules. This idea of working in collaboration with strangers gives Bitcoin the value it possesses. But the question remains, are the rules that everyone's following the best set of rules? Um, so that's the main question that everyone asks is this the best that we can get, right? And that's when forks tend to happen, when people think a new set of rules should apply. So when you ask the community this question, unfortunately, there's no clear agreement. That's the root of all the forks. When a community divides on what set of rules to follow, then a fork happens. So for instance, in the following blockchain, the community divides after block 3. Some participants will start to follow the new set of rules, while others will continue following the old rules. Because not everyone is following the same set of rules, the future blocks might differ between each community. The blockchain might look like this. So follows the normal block set ledger, then it splits off, right? So this is where the fork happens. This is where the old set of rules apply, and this is where the new set of rules apply. So after block 3, some people will be following the new rules to build future blocks, therefore digressing away from the rest of the community. This is what a fork is. A fork means a part of the community doesn't agree to the current set of rules to creating blocks and adopt a new set of rules. Okay, so now we know what a fork means. Some members of the community following an updated set of rules. Let's get into what each fork is about. Now, as I said before, Bitcoin Cash was a big one, right? So if we just jump over to CoinMarketCap, you can see, of course, Bitcoin being the biggest one with $136 billion market cap. Next is Ethereum, and then next is Bitcoin Cash. So this was a split. This was a split off of Bitcoin, right? This was a fork that happened that split off into what's now called Bitcoin Cash. So let's go back to the article. One of the major problems that Bitcoin community is facing is that about the throughput of the blockchain. Currently, Bitcoin blockchain can process only about 6 to 7 transactions per second, compared to Visa's over 24,000 transactions per second. And you'll realize, well, we don't use Bitcoins to buy our morning coffee. This problem has haunted the community for a long time now. The SegWit2x fork that was explained in a previous post was meant to fix the slow speed of the Bitcoin network. The solution to this problem was somehow to fit in more transactions in one block. To accomplish that, 2 rules were changed in the current set of rules to improve the speed of the network. The format in which the transactions are written were optimized so that more transactions could fit into a block, and the size of the block was increased from 1 megabyte to 2 megabytes. The combination of optimized format to record transactions and a larger block size would mean that more transactions could be written in a block, therefore processing the transactions at a better speed. The fork was to happen August 1st, and the community seemed to agree on this upgrade. The upgrade was carried out in 2 phases. First phase would change the first rule, and the second phase, scheduled for mid-November, would change the second rule. The first phase was rolled out smoothly, but then a group of miners, people making the new blocks, decided to go their own way by upgrading to the second rule instead. Those miners gave birth to the Bitcoin Cash that differed from Bitcoin in one aspect: speed. So Bitcoin Cash has a block size of 8 MBs compared to Bitcoin's 1 MB, which makes it a lot faster than Bitcoin. So that should mean that Bitcoin Cash is better than Bitcoin, right? Well, not so fast. So there's actually several factors when it comes to deciding if one coin is better than the other. Speed is just one of them. Bitcoin Cash is powered by a handful of large miners, and its existence depends entirely on them. The day they stop powering the network would be the day Bitcoin Cash would end. Blockchain works in a trustless manner because there is a large number of strangers in the network. Bitcoin Cash, therefore, isn't powered by a large number of strangers who distribute the power like most cryptocurrencies. Instead, it's ruled by a small elite that has all the power. So, excuse me. So as you know, there has been a lot of talk between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, right? So if you look at the coin market cap, there was a lot of just trading volume. Let me get some of this out of the way so we can see a clear picture, right? So we had a huge run up just recently, huge pump, and then a huge sell off, right? Whereas if you look back to Bitcoin, you can see there was a lot of news going on with both of them, and while let me see if I can get a closer picture. So if I go to 1 month, you'll be able to see it, but it's this dip down here. As Bitcoin Cash was ramping up, Bitcoin was selling off. So there was a lot of issues going on. This is not working, so you can't really see it, but this actually dropped. This was around 7,800 back here, and as Bitcoin Cash was going up, this was coming all the way down here, right? But of course it recovered. So why is Bitcoin Cash then going through the roof lately? Well, here's where the things become interesting. Even though there's no breakthrough in the Bitcoin Cash rules versus Bitcoin rules, the former has been increasing in value like crazy. I would speculate this particular coin is being pumped by a handful of large whales. I would have to agree with that statement. I don't see any reason why the world would suddenly go crazy for it, as it doesn't provide a real solution to any problem. Point blank period. We can stop there, right? Pumping a Bitcoin Cash will have its own consequences. Take a look at this chart, right? So they pumped it to very high levels, and it dropped pretty hard, as we explained. So then there was another two. There was Bitcoin Gold, and then there was SegWit 2x or Bitcoin 2x, right? This was called off, and then actually just went through this past week, right? So there's a lot of different forks going on. Like I said, guys, I'm not going to read you this entire thing. It's already getting lengthy, this video, but that's forks explained, right? So now hopefully this has a little bit better, you guys have a better understanding of what forks are, why they're, what place they have in the Bitcoin community, and just their existence in the first place. It's there, and it happens so that Bitcoin actually gets better in the long term. So I hope this video helps. If you like this, be sure to subscribe below. Leave me a comment in the description. Let me know if you like the new format. Like I said, leave me a like as well if you like the comment. But definitely subscribe. I'm coming out with new videos every single day, and I want you guys to be ahead of the curve and get information like this as soon as it becomes available. So definitely subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And I will talk to you in the comment section and see you in the next video.